Hi guys, it's me Major from Major's Maths, and today I'm here to talk about imaginary numbers. Okay, I know you may be wondering why this is here if that's the case, but let's talk about a bit of history. Back when Cardano was doing stuff on the cubic formula, you see, apparently there used to not be a very well known cubic formula among many mathematicians who wanted to know. Okay, even though you can find this on the internet now, it used to not be the case. Right now, eventually, even with cubics that had a real root, okay, you would have some of them. You can try and find ways to compute the roots of negative numbers to find out the real roots, and you can find square roots of negative numbers on the quadratic formula, but it tends to not be. But if you have only real numbers, I've never had a case in which there'd be one real and one imaginary. It tends to be if the number doesn't have any real roots, like x squared plus 2x plus 21. Right? Okay. So here's a way of sorry. Here's a way of representing I. Here's a way of representing I. Wait, what? Sorry, here's a way of representing the square root of minus 1. So you can represent as this, and it turns out that imaginary numbers are very useful despite the fact that they are square roots of negative numbers, which you should never find which you should find a lot. It makes an appearance in Schrodinger's equation. I might have spelled his name wrong. Nope. Yes. Schrodinger, okay. Okay. Anyways, it makes an appearance eventually. There you go. This I right here, square root of minus 1. I don't know why it's there. But yeah, it comes up, and it might seem quite amazing because it's a physics equation. So, and you know physics, it shouldn't normal physics that we know and that we know maybe not love relate to the real world and therefore have real numbers. Well, that didn't seem to be the case always. Doesn't always seem to be the case for some reason, and it's also important in the complex plane. Now let's have a bit of understanding. So let's have x squared plus 2x plus 21. Okay, let's try to do something a bit simpler. Let's complete the square. Okay, so let's create something here, because a part of the equation is going to be x plus 1 squared. That's going to be a part of it. Part of this is definitely going to have, it should have this, but this is not the complete equation. This is a part of the equation. Okay, minus 1, wait, this is another part of the equation. Add minus 1 and add 21. Right? Now, oh, and if this equals 0, by the way, excuse me, equals 0. Wait, let me draw the 0. You know what? Instead of that, let's just try draw a circle or an oval. Unfortunately, they don't have ovals for some reason. Okay. So if for x squared plus 2x plus 21, right, you're gonna have, you simplify it. Okay, you simplify to x squared plus 20. Sorry about my pronunciation, 20, but still, Okay, and I should simplify this, so this to plus 20. Okay, how do you go on? Oh wait, plus 20. Okay, so that means x plus 1 squared equals minus 20. And you may be like, what? How? So this is a bit too hard. This might be a bit of a hard example at first, so wait. Okay, minus 20. Okay, so that means that x plus 1 equals the square root of minus 20. Okay, that might sound a bit weird, but thankfully you can simplify this. But let's get to that later. Okay, so actually no, let's not get to that later. X plus 1 equals, okay, so let's erase all of this now. Should have, please, if you want to look at it, go back to the video and write it down. Right, okay, so that means that x equals, no, let's not do that yet. X plus 1 equals I root 20, because you see x plus 1 equals x plus 1 is going to equal the square root of minus 1 times the square root of 20, right? Square root of minus 1 times root 20, right? Because, you know, because the square root of minus 1 times 20 equals the square root of minus 1. Yeah, times square root of 20. Right, okay. So x plus 1 equals I root 20. Right. Well, for the number 20, you can factorize it primes. So, and let's do prime factorization. Okay, you can just do first factorize it, but normally 4 times 5 equals 2 squared times 5. Alright, 2 squared times 5, right? 2 squared times 5. Okay, so we can just take it out as 2. Well, actually, we have forgot the plus or minus. Right, forgot the plus or minus. Also, when you say do times, you just put plus or minus on one of them. For now, in this case, I felt like that was a bit. I felt like I was lying, but don't worry. Just put it on one of them, because if you put it on both of them, as you should be able to see that that kind of complicates it. You have 4 ways of doing it. Yeah, you have yep, 4 ways of doing it. Sometimes they can have separate. It's a bit of a different case. You can do that technically, but why would you? You can just do this because there's like an order. So don't worry about that. Just do this because if you do it on them both, you'll have plus plus minus minus. You should have plus minus minus plus. But isn't that like then that'll just be 9 minus? One of the solutions should be minus, and the other one should be plus. So why don't you just do plus or minus? It's the right. So 2 times 5 and x plus 1. So you can take the 2 out. So equals plus or minus 2i. Oh wait, x plus 1 by the way. 2i root 5. Right. And now finally, x equals minus 1 plus or minus. I honestly not sure exactly why they put the minus 1 first, but 2i, forgot that, root 5. Now if you didn't understand that, the most simple way of putting it would be the equation x squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, x squared plus 1 equals 0. So there are 2 solutions to this, and That's a bit weird if you think about I, because how could I itself be either plus or minus? But we just do that. So x squared equals minus 1. Okay, x equals plus or minus I. You see, just directly go to I in your personal work. You don't have to be wait no, x squared doesn't equal square root of minus 1. You could add the step. Actually, if you're doing it for school or A levels, add the step. I recommend it personally. I don't know if you need it, but plus or minus the square root of 1. I mean, like, if you're really anxious about whether they will give you marks, what you could even do is be like I equals square root of minus 1 and add that separately. Okay, I equals square root of minus 1, right? And yeah, and a nice thing that this leads to is, you know how well, there's the case of things like x plus a squared, in which there is only one solution and it's just repeated if you use the quadratic formula and stuff, right? But what if you put x squared plus 2x plus 1? There'll be two solutions, but it's just, there's no real solution. Like, see, x squared plus 2x plus what? What's going on? Right, it's not even showing because 21's pretty high up. Oh no, well, it used to be. You can find the turning point, but if in a higher grade, or if you want to know the roots, I mean, you might look at this and think, well, say there are no real roots. Put the real in. Well, you shouldn't really even put real. There are no. I'm not sure how to say it actually. I mean, there are no real roots. There are no whole roots. There are no negative roots. It's. Oh, I think that's it. I think you could call it non-complex. Yep. Complex numbers. Oh, and a complex number is basically, what you can do to make a complex number is you can be like I plus 2, for instance, is a complex number. Okay, so this is an imaginary number. Non-imaginary. The reason I'm not saying real is because technically negative numbers don't add to the real set. So it's just not. There are just no solutions that obey mathematics, that don't have, that obey standard mathematics, that don't have an I, but that shouldn't have an I or square root of minus 1, because they're interchangeable in it. But technically there are two roots, and we found the roots, plus or minus. Let's just put the minus 1 first. Minus 1 plus or minus 2i root 5. Okay? So there are actually solutions. Two of them, in fact. And in this case, the only way I know of that in which there's one solution is in something like x plus 1 equals, squared, don't forget the squared, equals 0. Well, right, when it equals 0, there's one solution, because I mean x plus 1 equals, x plus 1 squared equals x plus 1, x plus 1, and so you could just basically like -1, -1, and -1 equals -1, so you don't even have to do that. -1. And please like, subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Please wait. Sorry for the delay back a while ago. Didn't post upload videos for a while. Forgive me for that. Please continue watching now. Have a good day and see you next time.